Last week, the China Media Group and the Spanish La Liga reached a copyright agreement on broadcasting rights in the Chinese mainland and Macau, with all CMG media platforms set to broadcast the league's matches this season. And earlier this month, Sports Scene's Mike Fox sat down with La Liga president Javier Tebas to talk about the deal, the development of the Spanish League, and the new UEFA Champions League format.
Javier Tebas, thank you so much for joining us on CGTN. I know that you're busy on this trip, so we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. First of all, I'm just interested to know, what was it about CMG and China that made you want to explore a new kind of relationship? Because La Liga is such a huge brand, it can go to anywhere in the world, really. Why did you want to expand in China?
Hombre, porque yo creo que China Media Group es un elemento esencial.
Because I believe that China Media Group is an essential part of being present in China. We have been here for 10 years, but we have been missing something. Our presence has never been complete. We had to be in the most important communication group in China, which is China Media Group. In those 10 years since we have been in China with a physical presence and offices, China Media Group has grown a lot, and it has also been implemented in everything that we can now call the new audiovisual window. From the world of OTT and world of IPTV, I think we had to be there. Not being there isn't good for us. China is a country, I believe, that has the most fans in the world. They are in abundance, and this is why we have to be in China. We also believe there is always a place for more fans of Spanish football. And we are not only looking for more fans, but also for collaboration in the growth of football in China, to try to make Chinese football more competitive.
So just expanding on that agreement, we've seen La Liga in the past try to accommodate more Chinese fans in following La Liga, changing kickoff times to make them more accessible for Chinese fans. What other ways is La Liga going to help the Chinese fans get more involved with the league going forward?
Bueno, yo creo que todavía nos quedan algunas bandas.
We still have some time zones to explore. Maybe we will not do this for all matches, but some will have that different schedule because it's good for the Chinese fans. We want to continue exploring being able to bring teams to play here in tournaments during our summer and in our pre-season or post-season, because we believe it is very important to be close to the fans. Moving a club does not mean fans will see that club, but they will also get a lot of information around the presence of those clubs in China.
That's a really interesting point, actually, going on from making more Chinese fans aware of other clubs in the league, because overseas especially, it's dominated by Real Madrid and Barcelona, with Atletico as well on the rise. How important is it to you that fans, not just in China, but fans around the world from outside of Spain, take more of an interest in other teams in the league?
Bueno, nosotros tenemos un plan especial con estos clubes.
Well, we have a special plan for these smaller clubs to get more exposure, and I believe that there are already clubs that are working on it. We have an example. Sevilla has won 7 Europa Leagues, but I believe that Sevilla has lacked a presence in the international market, and in this case, the Chinese market. Not all teams have won 7 Europa Leagues, but there are other teams like Real Betis, Valencia, Villarreal that have a strategic plan for international growth level. For the league itself, it is very important that more teams are known. With the world of social networks, I believe that it is easier to reach fans, and with that, we are working on a strategic plan.
One of the biggest criticisms that's aimed at the Premier League is that it concentrates too much on its overseas market and not enough on the domestic side of things. In your role as the Liga president, is it difficult to strike that balance in keeping everyone happy with the domestic market and the overseas market?
Bueno, yo creo que el reto que tenemos la Premier League y la Liga siempre es el equilibrio.
Well, I believe that the challenge that the Premier League and La Liga always have is striking a balance between the national market, which is very important in economic terms because it makes up more than 50% of income, and the international market. I believe that the Premier League has balanced it very well. The Premier League is our first competition in economic terms because it knows how to balance its national market and its international market well. Otherwise, it would not be the Premier League we know today. I do not agree so much that the Premier League has focused too much on the international market, but what it has done is strike a very good balance that has put it in this privileged position in economic terms.
One of the reasons why I say that, why many believe that the Premier League concentrates too much on the international market, is because of in the past 3 years, the expansion to the Super League. And now we've had the new Champions League format as well. What's your view on the new Champions League? Is it going to make the competition more exciting? Are we going to have more top-level games than before?
Una de mis grandes preocupaciones en los
One of my great concerns from the last 2 seasons is everything that has happened and continues to happen with international competitions. The Super League cannot be compared to the Champions format because the Super League went far beyond a mere competition format. It was a new way of governing football where the rich, the bigger clubs, those with the most money, wanted to govern football. Fortunately, that model is about to fail. Then comes the new format of the Champions League, and my concern about that, which I have expressed to the international football bodies, UEFA and FIFA, is the emergence of new competitions that are taking up a lot of dates in the calendar and that are going against the national leagues, which is where football is, where the industry is, and where it is being generated. So it needs to be rethought. Let's see how the new Champions League format works. I am skeptical. I want to see how it functions. But what worries me the most is the number of dates they are taking from the international calendar. The new Champions League format and the Club World Cup are doing a lot of damage to the national leagues, and the national leagues are very concerned about this issue.
Javier Tebas, gracias.